Hello, welcome to this episode of No Blasters with me, Kieran Bartlett. Today's guest is actor, director, funny guy. I hate the word funny man, but funny man. Gerard McCabe, here he is. Look at this. It's finally happened. I haven't just gone nuts today. We're now officially sponsored by Doogie's Goodies. This is a true honor. I've been going to this bakery for a long time. Basically, Doogie's is now going to be taking mad orders online over at doogiesgoodies.com. If you go onto the website, you can choose. You can get birthday cakes made, custom birthday cakes from 1995. Can I just say? So this is your standard birthday cake type here. This white cake. This is unbelievable. This is just a slab off it, right? But this is your standard. But you can choose all these different types for birthday cake. They'll make them whatever size you want. You can add a custom photo to it. You can get figures on it. You upload pictures onto the website. You can choose to have half chocolate, half iced layer, whatever white cake. You can have like half like lemon Madeira, half jammy joy. These are serious cakes, right? These are for people who take cakes seriously. See what you order, go in there. You can order with 48 hours notice. They'll have it ready for you. See this now? This is a wee dirties. This is like a strawberry raspberry flavored. It's a pink French fancy basically. This is the famous chocolate cream chocolate one. This is a jammy joy. This is a wee bit of the slab. Now, I had the privilege of going up there not that long ago, and I met Frank and I met Doogie. So Doogie is a legit person. Some people are like, is he real?
Is it
He
just
is
a
real.
spoof name?
Yeah, he's not a spoofer. Like, you want to see the bakery they have. I can't. This is the only thing. It's almost packaged too well. So so for freshness. So you're actually getting to see a fat guy getting in the mate, Jared. Now I am having that chocolate one. This is a great time. Oh.
What will I try? I try. Bring us off a wee bit just because I'll not eat it all.
After I've eaten part of it.
Aye.
You do it.
Just we see.
That's like swapping a sandwich in a playground. That's just
No, because the chocolate one's the one that I would go for.
it's unbelievable.
Mum, there's a liquidy cream thing under the cream. Like proper chocolate.
Chocolate, cream chocolate. What a time. So get on over to doogiesgoodies.com. Just making sure I've said everything. I think I have. So get on over there. Check us out. The official partnership has begun. And what a time it's going to be. I mean, you know, everyone's happy about this except for my GP. Basically, that's the crack. So today's episode.
It's going to be amazing.
Also sponsored by Manscaped.com. Manscaped.com provides the absolute best in male below the belt grooming. Say bye-bye to your pubes, please. This is a great time. Get over to Manscaped.com. Use the code NOBLASTERS20. That's the word. No Blasters, all one word, and the number 20. No Blasters 20 for 20% off and free shipping. Highly recommend the ball deodorant. Highly recommend the hedger. Highly recommend the lawnmower 4.0. Highly recommend the weed whacker 2.0. You can get all those things and more in a package called the Performance Package. Get your 20% off. Do you know what it is? It's come at the Christmas time. Great gift. I absolutely just want to finish eating that. And don't look at me.
Did you do the flake bit?
What?
Do you want me to take the flake bit off?
You take a wee. Do you know what? You take the top half and I'll take that wee bit break.
No, just there we go.
Oh, there we go. Now, Manscaped. So, if you want to say basically it's come up to Christmas. Maybe you want to get it for yourself as a wee present. Maybe you want to give yourself as a present. Do that person a favor. Trim them off. Nothing says ho 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 like a baldy bag. What's wrong with me? Go on over manscaped.com. Use the code NOBLASTERS. We love them. They love us. Just time.
I'm getting it.
Just time to tell you about our sensational Patreon at patreon.com/NOBLASTERS. We have everything on there. If you had been on our Patreon, you would have had tickets for the Comedian Stars and Eyes event, which is coming up, because they all got sold on Patreon. If you had our Patreon, you would have got tickets for the Waterfront Hall. Never mind the mock bloom, you'd have got the good seats because they all went on sale first. That's just some of the stuff we do. Speaking of tickets, it's a couple of days till my final SSE show for this year.
Oh.
Belfast Giant, the first one was amazing. I hope it was. You've seen the amazing finale that we did because people filmed it and spoiled it for everyone else, but you can come see it again. There'll be a few tickets left. Get them now. See you there. Bye. I don't know why I'm saying bye because it's the start of the podcast, but did I leave these on? Did I move them? I'll move them. Do you know, you wouldn't believe the cake Jenga that we played there at the start of this. Do you know what, Jared? I'm going to make a wee present of one of these to you.
These are great.
If that's what you want.
Yeah. Well, do you know what?
I mean?
It's my daughter's birthday today, so I
Oh.
could bring one of them back for her. That'd be great. Save me going to Tesco's. That's great. They do look great. They look so fresh. That's the difference.
I love I love that, Jared. You're like, oh, here, it's my daughter's birthday today. I'll take that. You know, like,
She'll not know.
no planning at all. I love that. So here, what's the crack anyway?
All good. Sorry, I look like a homeless person.
It's alright, mate. I'm wearing dirty track bottoms. So what are you gonna do?
Yes, your Adidas track bombs.
These
I've
are
got
a
a
wee bit
story
dirty.
for you. You'll love this.
Right.
So I'm on the bus on the way into town because my car was in getting service because I hate getting the bus. There's always smelly people.
I don't like the bus.
No,
I haven't been on a bus in a
I
long
said that.
time.
She says, let's just get the bus. And I swear to God, as soon as the person sat in front of us stunk of smoke. Knows if they were
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
get
yeah.
all the cigarettes in there before they get on it. But there's these girls across from us. And so we were at Willie's show. And says, and lo and behold, who did he bring out? Kieran Bartlett.
This guy.
So our Janice was over the moon because she's bought tickets for Giant. And she was like, oh my God, here he is. And she just buzzes off Kieran. And he was standing on stage in his full Adidas.
I was.
And not one fuck did he give. I was like, that's the tagline.
That's a
Not one fuck does he give.
that's a great description of what happened. Do you know what was great about that show? Willie's show the other night was the noise that I conducted for him to come on was sincerely beyond anything I've ever heard in my life. Like it was, I was doing the MC thing and going. I said to people, we're going to obviously bring. I told a very quick story about how I met William and that I met him in 2016 or whatever, or 15, and it was a great story. And, he was Brazilian or Chinese or something weird, and I that's from Ackerman, by the way. I'm not racist. And I was bringing him on. I was saying like about the first night I met him, saying like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And they'd been slagging me for being like way older than him and McCann. And he goes, "I have school in the morning." And I went, "Ha ha, what are you doing tomorrow?" And he goes, "School." And I was like, "How are you still in school?" So like, seeing him doing the Ulster Hall was class. But I was when I was bringing him on, I said to people, "I went, you know what I want this to be? I want this to be rowdy for him coming on here." And I went, "So we'll just start building up." I made the start of the build up was already like a normal round of applause, and then it just went. People said, and I mean, I had the mic like this, and I screamed into it. "Welcome to the stage, William Thompson."
So
Nobody heard me. No one heard it. They're all going like, you could just hear the noise, and when he came out, it went up even more. It was absolutely mental. Like, it was brilliant. So that's good. I'm glad people enjoyed
And then
it.
his show wasn't as good as you built it up.
That's harsh. He fucking smashed because Willie. I don't know if people know this about him, but Willie does this thing where Willie will go on and have a smasher, and then he'll walk off stage like that.
I forgot.
And you'll go, "You all right? That was great." And you go, "It's all right." And you're like, "Did you hear all those bits where you said stuff and people clapped and laughed?" Yeah. That's a great gig, mate. Yeah. You know, and he'd just be like, "It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right." And then when he has an average gig, then he's like,
Oh.
So I'm like, "Mate, you need to, Willie needs to have smasher to be in a bad mood."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, he absolutely murdered and he came off and he goes, "I goes, mate, that was brilliant." And he goes, "It's all right." I'm like, "You fuck up. Like that's like your biggest, best gig ever." Like I think it was just
Playing it down. Maybe.
but I know he's not doing it, Fat. He's not doing the my art homework's terrible thing.
Yeah,
You know, he's being serious. Did you ever do
compliments.
that? Did they ever do that, Nort? Did they ever
Always
make you? Is that a thing in all art classes in school where everyone has to whip their homeworks out at the same time?
I think we used to. It was whenever we had to do the tracing the Nike Air shoe or something. Everyone had the shoes.
Why? Sorry. What is that? What is that as an art project?
Had to do a shoe.
Right, take one of your shoes off and draw it.
I was doing mine
Cracker.
on the bus on the way in.
I know, mate. Yeah.
What's those lines?
Unbelievable. Like, I was such a walt about art in school. I did some dicky things in art. Like I did. I see when I did my I mate. I owned Wrangler desert boots at the age of 13. Right? Why? But anyway, I stitched. I got a lace and all. I put the lace through my drawing of my boot. And
I love that. Like
and do
3D.
you know,
I know
and do you
you've
know what
done
I
it.
did? I stitched one of the lines in as well with yellow thread
that's-
through like it was through like what do you call that, cartridge paper? You know that like Daler and Rowney, like fucking like
Professional stuff.
thick
Who'd
card
learn
that you
that
get.
off? Must have
What?
been like your older brothers or sisters did something
My
like that.
my
anyway.
older brothers did art and they were way better at
Yeah.
it than I was. My dad was a really good artist. I was but yeah. I was gonna say painter, and then I went to say drawer, and I'm like, that's not really a word.
He used to
He could,
do
he
the
could.
walls.
My dad could really draw. Like, I mean, he could just sketch stuff just looking at it. But then he could also do like engineering and technical drawing and all, like, and then he could paint. And I
So you're
always
saying your dad did your homework for you?
he did quite a few of my homeworks.
You just threaded
Do you know what
through
he
the
did?
lace?
Do you know what he did? He did right. So in technology in first year, we were making these wee buggies. So it was like I'm in such a weird mood today. By the way, I can't explain anything.
What does the buggy hold? Was it for the
No, it
children's
was
toys or-
nothing. Like I mean, it was called a buggy. It was a wee wooden card you made, right? So imagine like I'm not gonna draw it, right? So I was about to say I could draw it. I can't. I don't have pen or paper anyway, or pencil. So imagine what's wrong with me, right? Imagine like 4 wee bits of wood. That's what I'm trying to say. 4 wee fingers of wood
that make a box?
that go round in like a wee square, but it's empty on the inside, right?
Right.
And then you put wheels on the front and the back, obviously, and then there's an axle goes between the wheels,
So you can make it go.
so you can do different things to make it go. So you had a choice, right? So there was one way which was the most effective way, which was you get a bendy rod, as it were, and it goes onto the front of your buggy and comes up out, and you tie a string from that to the back axle, and then you wind the the back wheels,
It
right?
wasn't even proper remote control. It was like,
It wasn't remote control. These are like literal like wooden mechanical cars, right? So you
what year were you in school?
first year.
I know, but I mean, what year was this? Because we were using like proper stuff. Like we had like plastic.
Oh, what year? 1998, right? Right. So I'm like, you would screw this back, and then is that my technology teacher phoning to tell me I'm a cock, right? So we I would it's my dad phoning me from beyond the grave. They go, will you tell a story? Anyway, right. So you would wind it back, and then as you set it down, as the rod slowly straightens up again, it pulls a string and then makes the thing go. Now, I mean, those things would do a fair bit, and a few people for a couple of days before the school heard about it.
And what is that? Kinetic energy? What kinetic?
I think so. A potential energy, is it? So you would, is it? I don't know. And then it would people would like race them in the corridor
Now that's fun.
for a bit of money, right? Now, or like I mean, a bit of money, and getting on as if they're throwing 20. If you were throwing 20s down, it was 20p, right? Get an extra a galaxy or something.
So
Anyway,
it all depended how stiff your rod was.
Very good. This guy, adult Panto, he loves it. He's behind you. Oh no, is it? Yes, he fucking is. Right. So there was that one. Then there was one, and this was shit. Someone made this one. You put a wee thing on it. You blew up a balloon,
and the balloon.
and the balloon, as it deflated, would make it go. Now, I mean, they would go about 3 feet. Then there was one that you got where you wound up like a wee propeller thing, and it was on elastic. And as the elastic unwound, the propeller would go, and it would go. And it would go for a bit and then stop. The rod was the way forward, right? Now, the drawings of those, you had to design 3 of those. Each one, you did do a drawing of the rod, a drawing of all 3 types, right? And I did that thing where I have, technology on a Monday, and this is a Sunday afternoon, and I've had all week, and I go, ooh, right? Second technology homework of the year, that sort of a thing.
Daddy.
And I go in to draw it. I'm like, I'll get my paper. I'll get it all down. Go to draw it. Realize at that point I can't really draw. And I go, Daddy. He comes in now. Here's the good and the bad, right? You ask my dad to help you with technology homework. You're getting a top grade, but you will be there for 4 hours.
Oh, he takes his time.
While wait.
You're not listening. You're not looking.
You go. It says here. Wait. while he's reading the page of what you have to do. And then, mate, he did proper, like, isometric drawings of these, right? He whipped out isometric paper and did it and all. And then he goes, right, now you try one. And I go, right. And I go to do it. And I can hear him going, sweet Jesus. Right? And as I'm trying to do it, and he goes, watch, I'll show you this. I'll show you another one, and then you do the next one. He does the second one. Amazing. And do you know what he's doing and all? So he's doing the buggy isometric. It looks amazing. And then he's doing, like, wee close-up studies along the top and all, of, like, wee bits. And I'm going...
A-star.
And he's doing, like, wee lines out that, and then doing... I'm going, why are you Windows? What are you doing, right? And then we'll get to the third one.
Working?
He was an engineer, right? And then we get to the third one. He was a work study engineer. So we get to the third one. And he does it. And, mate, I bring them in, and he goes, now, next time, leave a bit more time so you can do more of it. Yeah. And... like, I'll help you, but you'll get better at it, right? Practice drawing those, right? And I'm like, right. And I bring it in, mate. I swear, I'm not joking when I say this. Those particular drawings were on the wall of that technology room for about 4 years.
Kieran Bartlett.
Right? Because they were great. But he sketched them in all the colours. Like, I mean, they were absolutely amazing. And I know they were there because I did tech, but also I used to take people around on the open night tour, and I was always in technology for that. And I used to be like, Kieran Bartlett, first year artist. Son of Jim. There it is. Yeah, man, just fucking taking praise. Like, I love tech at school. It was so good.
My brother, he's thick as champ. He listens to this, so he'll be raging that I said that. But he went to Hazelwood, but he never did homeworks in his life.
Right.
My mum did his homework.
All right,
And when I say did his homework, she literally wrote it out in light pencil. And then he would... all the English, my mum would do his homework. She'd be sitting there for 2 hours before Emmerdale, and all he had to do was go over it with a pen and rub out the pencil. He didn't even take the time to rub out the pencil. His teachers are looking at this big going, he did this right. Me.
I had a wee incident like that in primary school where my dad had to draw a snowball fight, and I got very stressed out about it because my drawings were shit. And
somebody didn't thread through some cotton wool for
and my dad, I didn't become artistic until about third year, you see. My dad did a really good little sketch of a snowball fight, but, like, I mean, you had people throwing snowballs at different angles and all. Like, no kid couldn't get that depth in your drawing as a child. You know what I mean? My dad's fucking he's doing vanishing points.
The comic book sort of springy bits also.
You know what I mean?
The wind and all behind their arm.
Someone's getting smoked by a fucking snowball by 20 yards that way, like. And the teacher goes, who helped you out then? And I'm like, nobody. My imagination, right? And they're like, she wasn't having that, like. But no, I remember getting in then and do a bit more like art stuff. But then, like, in like second or third year, and then I had this incident. Did I talk about this before? The two art projects that got me in bother in school. It sounds like as if, like, I did a self-nude or something, like, you know what I mean?
Sketched yourself?
Everybody get your homeworks out. You should have been doing comic heroes, and it's just spider twank. Just open, with legs, you know what I mean?
With hair and all sorts of places.
Covered in web, right? So I was like, so, like, one of these was that classic one where, we got a new art teacher because our one went off on maternity or something. So this one came in. She just immediately didn't like me, but made it really clear to me that
she a real art teacher? Or was she just sub teacher?
She was an art teacher, but she ended up being in our school for a long time. I think she might still be there. She didn't like me. Like, it was. So I remember when she came in, we were doing print patterns. So you would design your pattern and then make a screen print of it, and then screen print. Now, people were doing one pattern over and over again on the same page in squares. I did two patterns that were interlinked, but one was they were all plants, all like plant life and vines and all. One wee square would be greens and yellows. The next one was supposed to simulate the same pattern, but later, like, all like purples and blues, right? Art, right?
What year was this again?
It's third year.
You can see how you progress.
It's getting more complex now, right? And I practiced those buggies, right? And then we're getting into it a bit, and she came in and went, "Why is yours two patterns? Everyone else is doing one." And I went, "Miss Cunningham." Oh, I've named you, Miss Cunningham. she's the dead on one that went off to have the baby. I went, Miss Cunningham said it was sweet because it all links in and sort of be a wee bit different. She was like, oh, you want to be different? And I was like, yes. Right? I was like, I'm an individual. What can I say? We're all wearing the same clothes here. I have to stand out somehow, right? She didn't like it. She just didn't like me. So I remember one of the first homework she set was, have I talked about this? Look out of your bedroom window. Have I never talked? Have I? Maybe. I have. Sorry, I'm a dick, right? Look out of your bedroom window and draw what you see. I lived in the attic, so I looked out of the skylight and just did sky. And I like a hand in literally like a frame and just like.
And looked like you did nothing.
And then I thought I'm going to get in trouble for that, so I did a night study and tip-baxed a couple of the stars in there, right? She wasn't happy, right? She did me for that, and then the next thing I got done for was doing like we had to do a chocolate bar for an exam that she said. Yeah. Open a chocolate bar, open a boost, right? And I was like, do you know what I'll do? I'm gonna do the inside of a chocolate bar, and she got an A3. It was all brown and like different layers of brown. And I stitched on that. That's
university standard.
I stitched onto that some Hessian to be the nougat and a Mars bar. She wouldn't have it because I used up the Hessian.
And you thought art is subjective. You could have done whatever.
I used gold paint for caramel and all. Oh, mate, she hated me. Like, didn't do art after that. I may have gone on to do it. I was getting into that, but the shoe, that was real.
Yeah. We never actually. Well, I was crap at art anyway. Artistic in different ways. But in our first week or 2 weeks as first year, Miss Kavanagh, named her, she's probably dead now anyway, but she went off.
Let's hope so.
Midlife crisis or some sort of
nervous
breakdown. So we got Matt Kavanagh was away. Dal Quigg came in. He's an English teacher, and he gave not one fuck was given about art. It was like, guys, take out your books and read. And I was like, is this not art? Should we not be painting stuff? No, just read your drama text. It's like, well, our art class for 3 years was just mess. It was free period.
See art, like, did you ever, I was never taught anything in art. I was never taught, no, if you want a shade, here's how you do that, or here's how to achieve this technique. You learn more from Art Attack than I learned in 3 years of going to an art class, which is fucking mental.
Art Attack was good.
Oh, I love that. Do you remember the head in Art Attack? Yeah. Oh, I love that.
That was when I seen it at Halloween. Someone dressed up as Neil Buchanan and someone dressed up as the head.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Walking around together. It was great.
That's top
class. Yeah,
do you remember, what was I going to say? Do you remember doing drama at school?
Yes.
What was it like?
That was the.
Where did you go? We talked about this.
St. Mary's. So we had a great drama teacher, right. Marie McQuillan, God rest her, she's gone. But she created some of the best actors that we have from Northern Ireland. Marty Ray, Gerard McCarthy, Tony Devlin. All these people came through her because she.
I didn't know Tony went to St. Mary's.
We had a fantastic, and then LaSalle took over because what happened was she built a brand new theatre for the school.
LaSalle took over when my sister was teaching there.
Oh, is that where your sister teacher? Well,
she was a drama teacher.
They became, as I was leaving school, it became
so
all at once.
My sister taught like Terry Keeley and people like that.
And then the next era. And it was just fantastic. When you've got a good drama teacher that knows good plays that you're reading and having the crack with, that's the difference.
See, I had a teacher for drama that I really liked, but he wasn't a good teacher, if you know what I mean. He was I don't want to slap her, but the guy, he was, you know what, he was actually really good, but he himself... And I think this is maybe a thing with some drama teachers. They themselves can't do it. Like, this guy couldn't act or give you that. He was more of a director, if you know what I mean.
There might have been English teachers that also did drama.
Yeah, that's kind of... But he was really, like, a really nice guy and really sound. But he used to sort of leave us very much our own devices until right before we were being assessed. You know? Like, it was like... it'd be like, right, 5th years, get some good rehearsal time in there. I'm going to sit here, right? And then we'd rehearse and be doing it one way for 3 months, coming up to that, GCSE assessment or whatever, and you're shitting yourself. And then 2 days before, he goes, right, run through, let's do it. And he watches it, and that's when he drops like 3 months worth of notes on you, like, and you're like,
do it this way.
You're like, what? And then I went home. I remember going home the night before my GCSE practical, and our Fiona was in the house, and I said to her, I went here, can I run this by you? And I didn't. She was like,
Mommy, no.
She was like, do you want help with this? Or do you want me just... And I went, what do you mean? She was like, well, I can help you make it better, or you can sort of do it like that, and it'll be a bit shit. And I was like, help me make it better. Like, And so she gave me like a load of notes, and then whatever.
Was this
smashed
like
it.
because we had to do group stuff, and
We
the
had to
thing
do group
about
stuff.
our GCSE, we had like there was 3 or 4 really good people, but the other 9 were just like, we're doing drama for a free GCSE.
We had people who didn't show up.
Yeah,
Just baked
half the
off
time,
drama, and you're going. So if you're in their group, it's so annoying.
One of the ones you had to do was like a devised piece that you made up yourself, and the 3 guys and 9s, and they were like, we're doing Reservoir Dogs. And I was like, we can't do Reservoir Dogs for GCSE drama.
I remember
we're doing booking Reservoir Dogs. I was like the wee sort of
I remember
bully boy.
one day we sat and talked. I remember this vividly, by the way, with people in my drama class. We sat and talked for a double period about recreating the ground zero experience of 9/11, because it had only happened about a year before, for our drama. And we were like very excited about, we can make this really real. We'll get a smoke machine. And a teacher was like, there's something wrong with all of you, by the way. And we were
So
like, but,
recent,
like, you just
too
have to.
fresh.
We'll do it like, people like walking out of the rubble and giving like monologues.
Cathartic.
And he was like, nah, don't do that. Like, and we ended up doing some shit about a serial killer. It was balls. But then we did All My Sons, and I did the Arthur Miller play. I said that to the cameras, if like
everyone knows, you all know Arthur Miller.
the Artie Miller. So I did. We did All My Sons. So it's a play where there's basically a dad, and he's had 2 sons, and one of them. So he had a company. I'm not explaining this, so I'm not pitching Arthur Miller. So he had a company during the Second World War that was making like plane parts for the US Air Force, and he knew some of the parts were a bit substandard, but here it's fucking megabucks, right? So his sons were in the war, and one of them was a pilot, crashed in one of those planes due to mechanical failure and died. So the dad's racked with guilt, going, I've sort of sent my own son off to fucking fly a dodgy plane. He died, right? And then it's about that, his relationship with his son, his wife, all that. It's as fun as it sounds, right? And
just harking back very quickly, my brother, who didn't do his homework, now builds planes for Bombardier. So I don't want to be in them ones.
Was this made by somebody who went to Hazelwood or something?
Yes, that's right.
That's fucking mental. So that's funny as fuck. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I played the dad in that, and and he gave us a video to watch, which is potentially a good thing, but also potentially a bad thing, because you sort of, it's very hard to do your own performance of it then, because you're thinking about, and you're thinking about the one you've seen. Do you know who played the my part? Brooks from fucking Shawshank Redemption, James Whitmore.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
great actor, but
Great.
old. Like, I mean, he really is an old bastard in this. Like, and I'm sitting there acting Brooks, going, "Do you want the paper?" Like, it was fucking trash.
I was nice guy, Eddie. Get off my daddy! Get off my daddy!
Did you do
We
Reservoir
ended up
Dogs?
doing it. Do you know how long? Do you know? No. Do you know how long it took me to take out all the fucking fucks and shit?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
weren't allowed any of that in. It was literally the bare bones, and we actually ended up having we didn't have a flipping Joe Cabot the dad.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had to then video me as a shadow. So he videoed me just as a shadow. So we had a projection of me doing Joe Cabot as well as Nice Guy Eddie.
Yeah, yeah.
But they just wanted to be Mr. Penn. They were doing the cutting off ear thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, go ahead, you do that.
Few marks, surely, for that.
B. I would have got an A star if it hadn't been for Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, mate.
But I was dragging 3 flipping tits with me.
Yeah.
And I'll name them. It was Cougar, Bryson. No, they were
That's
good
mental.
crack. Was had.
The other group in our year did. Do you know what was harsh? I think we all got good marks, apart from one person in our group, and it was harsh because she was in a totally thankless role. Like, she's in it for like half a scene.
But was she one of the ones that was always missing? Because maybe the teacher's trying to say.
No. She was. I mean, seriously, she was always there. She got a grade below the rest of us, and I remember in our group, and I remember going, "That's not really fair." Like, because she is in like a truly like she's the living son's love interest. So she's in it basically for a few lines, being like, "I want him to get his shit together." Thankless. You know what I mean?
Mate, here's the other thing. The first time for anything, one of the groups in our GCSE drama, instead of doing a devised drama piece, they did dance. It was the first all boys dancing. Now they were
Could they dance?
no, but they you know they were maybe gay before they knew they were gay.
Right,
You know
right,
what I mean?
okay.
So but we were all like, what the fuck are you doing? That's going to be really hard. So they had to go down a couple of days a week to St. Louise's and do
Oh,
Dance
do
with the
Dance
Girls.
with
So that was quite smart.
Yeah, that
they were
is
going down
smart.
there and then like they got A stars, of course, because it's the first ever all boys school to do
Smashed
dance as GCSE drama.
That's mad.
Is that drama though?
Is it? There's a lot of drama probably traveling between St. Mary's and St. Louise's
Yeah.
of a day. Like,
Their piece was dramatic because they did the 7 deadly sins. And it's like, oh,
Right,
you're
right.
smart.
that's fucking.
7 wee dances.
I don't miss the half pressure. So I would have always felt probably the same pressure of performance anyway, doing
Even-
school drama, but at least now if I go to do something, other people usually show up to do it. The fact that people just weren't. There was days where we literally went to do like different way assessments along the way, and just other people just not showing up because they maybe hadn't learned lines or they just went, I don't come in.
See, that was the thing that I got really easy was the lines and stuff like that there because I was doing it from a kid in Rainbow Friday, like 11 years of age. I went to youth drama. So this was so easy for me. So I was coming in, not nervous at all, nearly phoning it in, thinking I was so
What's
cool.
like a
Actually, I'll tell you what, Marie McQuillan, whenever she was doing Oliver, the first show in St. Mary's, and I went to the auditions and all, and I was like, so I'll be like Oliver or Artful Dodgers, and she's like, well, you're one of Fagan's guy. And I was like, she's already cast her other part. I was like, when did you do the auditions for them? She says, oh no, we knew people. It was Tony Devlin played Artful Dodger, another third year or something.
I played Artful Dodger and
I was like, sorry, excuse me, you've already had auditions for the lead roles? And she's like, yeah, they were cool. First years don't get that. I was like, I'll not be doing this show then.
Oh.
I was so pretentious.
George's
This is
knocking-
11
George-
years. I was like,
George's knocking
no,
parts
I
back,
will
like-
not be doing this show
I
as
will
part
not
of
be-
Fagan's
I
gang.
will not be
I did
chorus.
Fagan's gang in Lyric years ago. Something. I was such a cocky wee dick. Nothing really has changed.
I remember getting the part for the. I remember going back to my house and saying, so obviously as a wee boy, I watched a lot of musicals, right? Like that was something that was. I would also been watching action films, but watching musicals. Watching musicals was something that happened in our house. My sisters watched them. I would have watched them, and like The Sound of Music, like our tape of The Sound of Music stopped working at one point because it had been played through, right? So
Now that's long as well. That one bores the life for you.
does it?
Nazi stuff. Well, you would have loved
I
all
love all that. I love all the history of that.
that. Loves all the Nazis.
Anyway, so we I would have watched like that and like Calamity Jane and like Seven Brides for Seven Brothers and
Who
stuff.
did you see yourself though in Sound of Music? Was it like, I am
In this-
17 going
No,
on
funny, I
18.
didn't see
Ralph, or what
myself
did you
as the eldest daughter of the Von Trapp family. I'm Liesel, right?
do? That was Ralph.
I know. Oh, that was yeah. So I always thought of myself more as a Max Detweiler or as a
yeah.
or as a Dav
Uncle
Von Trapp.
Max.
You know, if I felt like busting out a tune, like I'd stick a
Edelweiss.
suit on and go fucking Edelweiss with it, get the gate on, like. But I would have gone for a bit of Seven Brides. I like that, and then. What do you call it? Do you like the way I breathed that title there? And then...
That's another born long one too.
Oh, really? I
and
like that one.
Oklahoma. He's
Oklahoma
all
melts
the
me.
ones. That's your sister's
Oklahoma
influence.
melts me. Here's the ones that melt me. Oklahoma, Fiddler on the Roof.
I've never even watched Fiddler on the Roof.
I was in
I'm
Fiddler
a
on the Roof.
thespian.
Have I told my Fiddler on the Roof story?
No.
Right. I'll quickly tell this Oliver story. So Oliver was one that I loved it. I watched it all the time, and I knew all the songs. Right. And the school announces we're doing Oliver for the school show. So this is when I was in first year, and it's gonna be put on when I'm in second year, right? So mad excitement in the school, loads of people going to the auditions and all, right? I remember going home and being like, they're doing Oliver in school, and Mum was like, well, you have to go for it. And I went, of course. And she goes, what part are you going for? And I went, Oliver. And she was like, Oliver's like meant to be like an orphan, right? He's meant to be like, he eats gruel. He hasn't maybe had anything to eat in a wee while. And I'm like, are you fucking telling me I'm too fat to be Oliver? And she basically went, I think you're better being the Artful Dodger. And I went, so you're telling him to? So I went right. I remember going upstairs in a huff and then resigning myself to the fact that she was probably right.
Yeah.
And
It's like me whenever I went for a golden kaya.
right.
We're trying to sell butter. I'm sorry, Jerk, but you don't look like. He says, I eat butter all the time. Like, yeah, we know that. They didn't give me it because it was too big for butter.
Oh my, too big for butter. That should be the name of like a massive loaf you're able to buy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It goes with can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
And too big for butter. That's fucking brilliant. So I went in anyway and got but I remember getting the part. I was sitting, I had the shits this morning. Worst thing to have at school, right? I never
Is this you trying to
school.
lose weight for Oliver?
yeah. And I was sitting in the wee office of the school waiting to go home sick. And one of the teachers came in and he goes, "You all right?" And I went, yeah, I'm not well. And he was like, "Mr. Delvin's out there putting up the
Cast list.
all the cast. It's all been done." And he's putting it on these big notice boards at the vending machines outside the assembly hall. And he goes, it was coming at the break time, and he goes, "Might as well run out and have a wee look now, sure, if you're heading home." And I went out and see my name was on it, Artful Dodger, and I was like, and I went back, I was like, "Sir," and he goes, "I know, what do you think I told you and all?" I'm like, right. Oh, it was great. I had a great time doing that, but then Fiddler on the Roof, I was offered my role, right? This is a couple of years later.
What was the role in that?
A fucking fat butcher who wants to marry one of Tevye's daughters, but like she's already bucking the tailor, like, so she wants to be married to the tailor. He wants to marry her, and then my character is going, "Here, I'm a good marriage for your daughter because I have a business and all." Right? And but there's a song in it called L'Chaim, right, which is me and her dad have done a deal for me to marry her because he doesn't know about the tailor, right? So we've done a deal, and it's us going cheers, basically.
How does that song go?
To life, L'Chaim, 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 to life, right? And there's a line in it that goes, I mean, when I perform it like that, it's not really...
It's great.
Yeah, you can see why people would pay money to go see it, right? So anyway, we did, there's a bit in it then, in that same song that goes, so the daughter's name is Seitel, right? So there's a bit where it goes, to Seitel, your daughter, and I go, "My wife," right? In one of the performances of this, we did a matinee for first and second years. So dress rehearsal, then a matinee, and then 3 nights for the parents and whatever, right? On, I think, the second night, somebody had spat a big fucking like a gummy bear gob into, like, it looked like Sweeties, but a big gob into my cup that I don't need to actually drink anything from it, but somebody's done it as a G-boardlet, right? And in the middle of the song, I clock it, right? And I'm like, right, every now and to life, L'Chaim, right? Right? And I'm looking at it. And in the middle of this one performance, they go, "To Seitel, your daughter." And I meant to go, "My wife." And I'm glaring. I glared right into the mug because this thing had just touched my thumb, right? Oh. Whatever it was. But everyone on stage turns around and goes, like, at me. So it's like, to Seitel, your daughter. Like, no. And I just stand there. It made it into the video somehow. Oh, they filmed 3 nights, and that's the one they used. Like, why did they do that to me?
Mate, they did a recording. I did Pride and Prejudice in the lyric. It's a professional one. And
what a cock.
And I'm playing Mary Bennett, which is like wig and front book. So you
what
never
was this
seen
you were doing? What play?
Pride and Prejudice.
Right.
Because they had to double the cast because they couldn't afford it all. And he says, it's going to China. There's a chance this show's going to China, so the Chinese need a video of it. So they're recording this flipping show. And this one show, and of course we're always having a gag anyway, we're told, right, this show, let's not have a gag, let's just be completely serious, as you can be in full dress and book in front of your face. Because the book was in front of my face, I missed my step and tripped on my dress.
Oh no.
And went flying down, wig up in the air, dress over my head, boxers and all on show, like an absolute tube. Audience hasn't
loved it, like.
That's the one that made it. They wouldn't even record it again. They sent that. It didn't go to China in the end. It wasn't because of my fall, but that's the one that they used.
Fuck,
I was so embarrassed. The director's going to kill me. The director came back pissing himself. "Jared, what happened?" I was like, "I know, I tripped over my dress."
I've tripped over my dignity. What?
We're still waiting for that call from China.
That's. Why did they do that though? Why did they use that one? Like,
why did they even tell us? They should have just said.
That's the
Yes,
classic.
yeah.
Like, there's a scout here to watch you. To be fair, it never really happened to me, but like, you know, I knew that happened.
Man
To some
United's
people.
in.
Yeah,
Man United's in
here.
today to see you say play heavily.
Do you know what it was? They used to scout a wee lad who played. He played in Lisburn, but he played for our school as well in Lisburn. And then he went to the same schools as me, both schools.
Did you go to LaSalle?
No, I went to Aquinas.
I was going to say, because that would have been cheating. You getting all these school rules from your sister.
No,
So,
I would have been cheating. Yeah, no. But this kid was actually, there was a couple of lads in our school would have been like in the academies, like Liverpool and United, and this one was one. So people used to go, "There's meant to be a United scout here today," and that was always me being like, "They're here to see the big man," like, you know what I mean? Not realizing that there's a young David Beckham behind me, fucking spraying 50-yard passes in a fucking
Healy's in the other team.
in a fucking under 12s match. Do you know what I mean? Are they here to see me not being able to run, or are they here for? Are they here to see me fucking talking about the Artful Dodger? Picking pockets,
Rehearsing the songs. My wife. Sorry, is that me on now?
Fucking unreal. So here, so you're directing and also starring in our adult Panto. So
Yes, double dunter.
so double dunter, love it. Double duntering as well. Great. Talk a wee bit about it. So it's Jack and his Belfast Beanstalk.
Jack and his giant beanstalk, Belfast beanstalk. It's just dirt. It's lovely. It's great
just
crack.
unreal,
We've been doing it now. We've done it 4 years with a year off for COVID. Something happened that year. And
Something happened that year. COVID.
but it's brilliant. The audiences are coming back. You know, we're already fitting. I think it's 70% sold. So get out there and get some tickets. It's just great crack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's after the kids show, obviously.
Do you know it's
When we bring out the
yeah.
dildos.
Yeah,
We can't have them,
kids go home. Dildos come out.
Yeah.
That's
what we had to do one year because we share the same stage and the same set. So they turned around and said, "This, guys, there's been complaints from the kids cast, as in the actors, that your box full of it's all on show." So we have 3 or 4 different dildos and blow up dolls and all on the props table.
Guys, there's been a few complaints from the actors.
I was like, well, they're not going to pick up the wrong prop.
In the kids' Panto cast because there's veiny dicks.
Yeah, and we actually got a note. Actually, was it last year saying, "Oh, look, there's too much dildos.
Too much dildos.
Can you just make it one?" And I was like, "Do you want the double-ended one or just?"
I know, yeah. See, I think
I get to
when
make
people
those choices. It's
when
great.
people try to reduce the overall number of dildos, the only way to get through that is to up the size and girth of the of the single dildo.
But we've got the amount and size just right.
Yeah.
Now, for
So
this year.
I had a lot of crack writing this, genuinely, because see, whenever you're writing for like you've seen, so you were in the pilot that we made, right?
Yeah.
It's so annoying how many people show the people, right? But
Someday.
you were in the TV pilot that we made. You know the way that script is, where nearly every page is like people having 1 line, 2 lines max each. Very rarely do you have a speech longer than that.
Yeah.
And that's like super sharp in a way that is to work for TV. And like, I'm saying sharp, I'm meaning it like where
Clipped.
it's clipped and cut and everything's short and it's all, say, you know, if you can say it in 10 words, try and say it in 8 and all that. Like,
Whereas it's the opposite. We don't have the visuals.
whereas
so it's
we
like,
don't, we
that's
can talk a bit more on this,
explain.
and so it's more fun. Like, it's been more fun jokes wise as well to just go. We can say, like, because I wrote it, right. We did a read through of this script 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd seen. So like you'd read it and the producers had read it and whatever, and I was sort of going. I'd done some notes or whatever, but I was sort of going and wondering what people are going to think of this here, like, you know, and what the actors are going to make of it. And there's a couple of people know the things in it. Yeah, so Julian's there, and Martin Lynch, sort of famous theatre producer from here's there, and there's a couple of choice lines in it though about people that they would definitely know personally, but are just, you know, TV personalities, the rest of us. And there's a couple of moments in it where like somebody's going, I imagine so and so having a wank, and you just see them going.
No, in fairness, Martin, it's funny out there, it's funny, so it is. Whereas Julian's going,
Yeah, there was a few wee moments where there was something though. There was something got a sharp intake of breath out of Martin, like a proper. But everyone else was laughing. It might well have been a shinner joke, yeah. But you know, it was a lot of crack writing it as well, because you can sort of, because it's sort of all imaginary, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can kind of just go on like a wee tangent here and there. That's just for funny, like it's just for a laugh. It's not for.
That's what it is.
It's not for going like.
It's a piss take.
It's not for going. This is a carefully revealed character trait, you know, because that stuff's fucking. It's rewarding in a totally different way when you get it if you're getting close to getting that right, you know what I mean. But this has just been a lot of crack, like I mean.
And we wanted you in to play the chant.
I know, but
too busy with your own.
I
gigs.
mean, I don't know. I literally, do you know what? It would have. It's because we're doing the Stars in Their Eyes thing, and we're doing the panel show in the Waterfront, and there's one or two other gigs as well,
Next time,
corporate
guys,
ones. So it's just like
we've got to
I
do
know.
something.
I was, do you know, I was literally talking to Aaron Butler yesterday about stuff like this because
Can he act?
Yeah, he can.
Because Dave Elliott's doing it a bit now. He was on.
Aaron's like a musical theatre guy.
Oh, is he? What does he sing as well?
Yeah, he can sing and dance, mate. He can dance.
Wow.
Man can moonwalk like fucking
Triple
Michael
threat.
Jackson. Yeah, mate, he is. Yeah.
I can't even dance.
And also, he could be outside your house in any minute, so he's a quadruple threat. And so there's we were talking yesterday because we were so this is out on so people will have seen like obviously we're doing like this boy band finale at the what do you call it, the SSE show.
Sitting down, stepping up.
There's all manner of dance going on. Imagine this though. Imagine on a cold winter morning, myself, our Kev, William Thompson, who looked like he was fresh from sleep, and Aaron Butler, who looks like he's been waiting on this moment his whole life. We're all in the wee dance studio on Boucher Road, giving it rice, like fucking mental. But we were talking yesterday about maybe doing something sort of what we were talking about, although we discussed maybe doing something a bit more serious as well.
Yeah.
A wee theatre, like.
It's good to test yourself.
It is,
do
like,
different things. It's
absolutely. So what was I going to say? What did you make of these buns, by the way?
I thought they were gorgeous. I love the chocolate one. Now, I can't wait to try the other spongy ones. Do you know what I like? I do like an old yellow sponge, see that lemon?
Yeah.
Now, if that's moist, that could be creme de la creme.
If it's moist.
I love a lemon moist cake, so it's a lemon drizzle.
And then tell me, what else have you been up to acting-wise? Because I know you were doing...
See, that's what the beard's for.
Is it,
And it's NDA'd up the wazoo.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
I
I could...
Well,
I could guess,
it's
but I won't.
a Northern Irish police.
Yeah.
The good one.
You're allowed to say it. People make their own mind up.
Yes, exactly.
People probably think you're talking about Hope Street, so don't worry.
Don't be saying that. I'll do myself out of a job. No, it's great, but yeah, I've one more shot to do, and I've had this now for 2 weeks to do this final shot.
I'm sunk. I'm actually sunk by
I
the
know.
good one.
Hopefully they'll edit that out.
I know, yeah.
Because you could have sunk us both there. Because
I'm only joking.
I was hoping for me rolling that this year.
Well, yes, you're doing that, and then, but you were doing, you did a couple of plays this year that you were saying about.
It's been great this year actually. I did a brand new musical. It's my first time being on the soundtrack. Like
right
the original cast recording
yeah.
of Mirrorball, which is a great sort of youth musical about potential and stuff like that. There, that was up for the UK Theatre Awards. We lost to SpongeBob. Bastards.
Never say that ever again. though. We lost to SpongeBob.
SquarePants beat us.
Fuck's sake.
Well, but it was great to be there. We literally drunk the bar dry. It was amazing.
Aye.
And that's what it's about. We award ceremonies and all.
People in theatre seem to love a pint more than comedians.
Mate,
more than comedians, though.
We have rap parties for everything. Rehearsals are over. Let's go to the bar.
I remember
first show's over. Let's go to the bar.
The
last show's over. Let's go to the bar.
The rap party for Panto thing that I was in a load of years ago. It was at an odd time. It was at a weird time in my life. To be fair, my dad had just passed away. I'd been in a car accident about a week before. I had no money. And I remember staying for literally a drink after, and it was across the road. It was in the Balmoral Hotel, so it was like across the road from my house at that time.
This is where it's taking a turn now.
I know. Yeah, get that fiddler on the roof, violin on, right? And
a
fiddler on the roof sounds crazy, no? Anyway, not as crazy as a fucking pedo in the closet. Anyway, I
don't know that story.
No, neither do I. To be fair, I don't know where that came from, but I always hate the first. I always hate the first line of that play. It used to really... A fiddler on the roof. Sounds crazy, no?
Is the first line of Fiddler on the Roof? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And anyway. So, What was I even fucking on about? I can't remember.
Rap parties.
Oh,
We had
the
a good
rap
one
party.
for B team.
So we did have a good wee one for
Whenever
it.
they
See, that
buy
was
a few
nice.
drinks and
Everybody
a
had a
couple of
few,
pizzas and all,
and then a
it's
few
great.
people stayed
Yeah.
and it got messy. Now, at this at this party, I didn't, but it
Yes,
got.
and I nearly lost myself a few other children.
I know,
that one.
yeah. It got very messy for a couple of people.
Actually, you need to tell that because
What are you talking about? Because I know I can't tell what I'm thinking of.
we ended up going to the.
Oh yeah. So we were in the Sunflower. People brought, like, the younger actors and all were there with their parents. It was all very civilized. And then
Yeah,
they
I
left.
did.
Then Chloe and I left. And then I'm getting text messages the next morning from Scottish producer being like, "Oh mate, what have I done?" And all like,
It
I'm
was
so
the
tired.
director, so I got chatting to the director, and we're standing in the Kremlin. I thought, he was the one that sort of said, let's go to the Kremlin.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
looking for drinks. And I was like, that's all right, I'm always in the Kremlin anyway. If it's the only place you can get drinks, it's there now. And it's good crack.
Yeah, it's good
so I
crack.
turned around and I says, I never knew that you were gay. And he was like, what? I was like, because you're gay, aren't you? It was like the most awkward, and all these other ones around. Why would you say that? And I was like, no, I'm not saying this in. No, I don't mind if you're gay. I was digging myself a hole constantly. I was like, he's never going to work with me again. Turns out he's not. And he just wanted to go for an extra drink.
He just loves it.
Yeah,
Just loves the pints. But see the rap party for that Panto that I did. It was all quite civilized until it fucking wasn't, right? I had, in the space of time, I'd had one drink.
And this was you playing Carol's Christmas. or
Yeah,
something?
other people had had like 3 or 4. I'm having one beer, keeping it all.
Tell this cast though.
So it was like me, Paddy, McDonald. I have another great thing about
Stephen
Paddy.
Large wrote it.
Stephen Large wrote it. Sean Haggerty. I don't have another thing down. I'm sorry.
Diona.
Sean Haggerty, Diona, and Chris Simpson, right? And Tony was director. And mate, it got very messy for them. Somebody, I won't say who, ended up walking through, and I mean there was snow on the ground, right? Like a thick snow. Ended up walking home with a bobble hat on and nothing else.
Yeah.
True story.
I
True
guess
story.
who that is. Yeah,
But anyway, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks a minute.
George's going to
Anytime.
be in Jack and his Belfast Beanstalk in the Waterfront Hall. Tickets are in the description. Great to have you on, mate. As
You too.
always. Cheers.
Right, let's get stuck
That
into
was
these.
weird.
I was like, yeah.
Thanks very much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, no.